So what if you don't look like them? Like, so what if you don't have the same amount of reach? So what if you don't have the same amount of attention? So what if you're not the same person they are? I think the reason a lot of people are miserable and not creating content, not growing, not doing the things that they want to do is because they're too busy looking at other people and thinking that they have to be like them. And I get it. It's a human thing. It's a human trait to see someone's success or their perceived joy because no one actually shows you what they're really feeling and think that we need to do what they're doing to feel how they're feeling. I want to pose this question. What if you would feel better if you did what you needed to do? What if you felt more purposeful and just better with yourself if you stopped comparing where you are now to where someone else is pretending to be? What if the reason that we're not doing the things we need to do is because we're trying to do the things that they're trying to do? The reality is that a lot of people are not happy. And we only see a fraction of what they're going through. And we only see this portion of it. And we create this like storyline of everything else because we think we need to look like them. Truth is that there's some people that hate you, and the reason they hate you is not because you deserve to be hated, but it's because the way other people like you makes them bothered. They want to be liked how you're like. Some people will hate you for doing the things that they can't do, that they can't fake it, that they can't be that way. And they wanted to see themselves in the positions you're in, or they wanted to see the things that you've achieved or done and think that they deserve that more than you. So they'll look at you and just dislike who you are. It's not because you did anything to them. It's not because you were wrong to them. It's not because you were the worst person in the world, because they've done terrible things themselves. But they see that people like you and hate that. And what they hate is not you. They hate that in themselves. They hate that they're not receiving that. I think at some point we need to realize that it's not our job to make other people love themselves more. Maybe it's great. It'd be awesome if you could do that. But the reality is that you need to love yourself enough to not feel like you're dragged down or pulled away from your purpose because you think you either have to change how you are so that everyone can like you or change what you're doing so that it could be like anyone else. The reality of our life is that it's only measured by the things that we do, not by the things that other people do when we want to be like, not by the pull that they're creating, but by us. And a lot of us have developed this habit of people pleasing, of creating the worst version of us so that they can feel like the best version of them, so that we can make them happy, thinking that their happiness equates to our happiness, and it doesn't. All it does is that it robs you of your authenticity, especially in that lens of comparing yourself. I've seen so many people with so much gifting and so much talent do nothing in their life, not because they're not capable, but because they're more concerned about what other people are doing. They're more concerned about what other people are going to say. They're more concerned about the fact that life is just fleeting and they're not doing anything, but they see other people and they think that if they emulate those people, if they imitate them, that's where things are going to change. I want you to learn to love you so deeply that you stop looking for other people to, one, validate you, but to, two, compare yourself to. Stop looking at what they're doing and how they're doing and at their rate and at their time and at their tempo and looking at where you are and not changing. And this is the biggest breakthrough, because when you realize that you need to be on your timeline, not theirs, you begin to live your life. For a lot of people, you're looking at other people's timeline and saying what they're just doing and saying, man, I got to be there. But you're causing this riffle in yourself that you don't actually allow yourself to walk through where you're supposed to be because you're so busy focusing on somebody else. You're not eating because your eyes are on their plate. You're not making money because your eyes are in their pocket. You are more concerned about them than you are about you, so you're comparing yourself. You are robbing yourself of your joy. That whole saying, comparison is a thief of joy, because you're looking at someone else, not at yourself. And the way we break free from that, it's one, analyzing that, being real with ourselves, being honest. Am I really concerned about me? Like, am I the center point of all the things that I need to change, or am I so focused on what other people say about me or feel about me or think about me or what they're doing or where they are that I don't give myself enough attention? Listen to me. People are going to do this throughout life. And this is the reality that even happens towards us. There are times where you are going to be more successful in life and people are going to look at you and criticize your success. They're going to be more concerned about your pockets than their own. They're going to be more concerned about your plate than their own. They're going to be more concerned about your previous past life than they are about their current life. They made you the point of it, and I need you to buckle down on this. Stop giving them the power and the attention that they can only get from you. Because when you address it, when you dive into it, when you entertain the clowns, you have now been initiated into the circus. It's not worth dealing with these people when it is going to cost you your own life. You need to be the center point of what you do. You need to be more concerned about you than about any other comment or any other person, because the only person that has the power to stop your fame, your success, your growth, your content creation, your love, your life is you. It's no one else. And as much as they might criticize you, you can only be criticized to the point that you accept. I can't begin to tell you the amount of times that people have said things about me. They have talked about me. They've criticized me. They've used my name to ridicule me. They've used my name in lies or stories that just completely are out of left field. And you know what that's done? Absolutely nothing. Because they've talked about me, but all they've done is reveal the people that shouldn't be around me. It didn't affect my money because I made more money. It didn't affect my relationships because I made better relationships. It didn't affect anything around me because the power is not in their words. The power is in what you accept to live in. If that's you, then you've accepted it. If it's what they said, you said, okay, that's me, then that's where you've conceded your power towards. The reality is that you have to choose who has authority and who doesn't. The only person that has authority over my life is God. Every other person can say what they want to say, but that will not change anything. You have to make this decision daily to not allow the world to impact your heart, to not allow things that are meant to make you cold and bitter and dry to impact you. Because the power, again, does not rely on them, it relies on you. And we give that power often, again, is that comparison. We look at other people and think, man, I'm failing. Meanwhile, there are people in this world that are praying to be as bad as you are. You think you're in a bad place? They're praying to be where you are. They're asking God to put them in the position that you're in right now. And here you are, squandering it, giving it to other people that have no power over you. Comparing yourself to people who've never actually showcased their bad. The biggest lie that we will ever tell ourselves is that we need to be where other people are. Because you don't. You need to be where you are. And you need to make that a thing that you live into and pour into and actually flourish out of. Because if not, you're going to live the worst possible life. And life is way too short. Your years are dwindling. Yes, you're not behind because you have time, but you also don't have that much time to sit here and continue to give into nothing. This is paradox that we see between time, because there's enough time for us to change and to grow and to be better, but there's not enough time for us to continue to pour into things that are not good for us. And that includes everything. That's not just ourselves. That's our relationships, our career paths, our friendships. We do not have enough time to waste on things that are not pouring into us. Time is limited. And you're giving into places that are robbing you of that. Everything that we bring into our lives, every person, every career, every object takes something. Because it takes up a level of space, a level of attention, a level of love that could have been given somewhere else. So this is where discernment and knowing how important these things are and how real they are to you is important, because if you're going to pour into a place, that means that you're taking from something else that you could have poured into to continue to pour somewhere. Is this thing feeding you? Is it good for you? Is it actually growing you? And the biggest takeaway, our final thing here, is comparison. What are you comparing yourself to? Is it valid? Is it real? Is it something that's actually helping you, or is it something that's just in your mind that you've given more authority to than it deserves? At the end of the day, the only person that you're going to struggle with is yourself. I think it's time that we stop comparing ourselves to other people's levels, other people's places, and start comparing ourselves to us. Where are we? That old saying, you're different levels, different devils. There are different things you're going to fight with and deal with. But you have to come to the reality that there are certain things that you've given more power that do not belong. You're already battling enough things. Stop adding to your workload on the things you're going to struggle with.